Hi, today we're going to go over maintenance, setting up a maintenance item, a maintenance plan, assigning a truck to it, and how that works. When you first come into Evo Pro, you're going to land on your dashboard. From there, to set up a maintenance item, you want to go to Configuration down here at the bottom, go to Truck Settings and click that button, and more buttons will open up. And then you want to click on Maintenance Item. This is where you're going to create items that you want to check on. You can do this for two reasons. You can just simply want to have that item ready as a drop down for your MMR, or you can use it to track on your trucks. So you can set up lots of different items, things for steer tires, drive tires, annual registration, PM. If you set up one like PM, you may not want it to say PM on the MMR, but you don't have to type the long explanation every time. Right here where it says MMR name override, you're going to type in what you want it to say on the MMR. So if we were going to set up a new maintenance item, while we're on the maintenance item screen, the new plus sign over here, you click on that, then it brings you to another screen. You're going to type in what you want it to be called, whether or not you want it to automatically be included on the MMR. In the MMR screen, in the invoice screens, you can choose there also. So if you just want to say, I'll choose later which ones I want, just uncheck that. Otherwise it will always appear on your MMR. And then if you don't want it to say brakes on the MMR, you want it to say repair brakes. Whatever you want it to say on the MMR, put there. And then down here is how you're going to track it. If you want to track it based on mileage, then you're going to say repair every 5,000 miles. And then you want it to say when it would flag it, when it would warn you, and when it would alarm you. So it might be at 3,000 miles it's going to flag it. At 4,000 miles it's going to warn me, and at 4,800 miles there's going to be an alarm. And you can do the same thing with time instead of mileage. So if you wanted, instead of mileage, if you wanted to do it over time, you could put in, I want it to be every 90 days, and I want at 30 days to flag it, 60 days to warn me, and 89 days or even 90 days, whatever you want to get the alarm. And then remember, always when you leave screens, even if you've saved a small box, make sure you save the page, saving the page to leave that screen, because if you just click outside of here, it won't save any of your changes. It'll warn you, but you just need to hit save to leave the screens. And then it's going to create that same that item on this list. If you had said you always want it on your MMR, it would say MMR, and then it gives the information over here as mileage thresholds or day remaining, whatever you want. So once you set up all the maintenance items that you're wanting to track, or that you want to have as a quick, when you're choosing on your invoices for MMRs, you're going to go to the next button down here under Truck Settings, Maintenance Plan, because we want to put these maintenance items onto a plan for the truck. So we're going to click on Maintenance Plan, and again, you can have more than one maintenance plan. You could have a maintenance plan set up for day cabs, so you could have different amounts of miles that you're checking things than the sleeper trucks. So like the day cab could have the PMs every 10,000 miles, and the sleeper truck could be PM every 30,000 miles. So you can set those up differently and assign them to different maintenance plans. To create a new one, you would select plus new and name the plan. Let's look at one that's already set up. If you want to edit one, or you want to just look inside of it, you just click on it. They named this one Day Cab. You can put a description in here, anything you want. You can bold, highlight, whatever. And then down here where it says items, this is where you're going to choose what items go on the maintenance plan called Day Cab. So all the maintenance items that you set up, you can choose which ones you want on this maintenance plan. And to choose them, you just click the plus sign, and then all the maintenance items that are available will be, ready to be chosen. So I can choose brakes here, and it puts in what I had already set up. You can change it if you want to for this maintenance plan. Then you click save, and now it adds that to that maintenance plan. And the PM here is there. You just select all the ones you want. get rid of any that you don't want. So if you wanted to get rid of one, you could either check the box and click delete, or you always have this shortcut menu next to things. Remember to click on that to see what you can do. You can edit or delete here. When you're ready, when you're done, you just click save. If you wanted to have more than one called day cab, but you wanted to have a description here, you might put older than 2020, something like that. Then you could have another one named day cab that could be newer than 2020. So it just help you be able to identify which maintenance plan you've selected. So once you have all the maintenance plans chosen for your company, so you've created maintenance items and assigned them to maintenance plans, then you've got to assign the truck to the maintenance plan. So you're going to go back up here to the trucks button, click on trucks, and go through each truck and assign them to different maintenance plans. So to do that, you can just click on the truck name. It'll take you inside to the truck file. Across the top are all of your tabs. Click on the maintenance tab, and right here is where you're going to choose which maintenance plan you want it to be on. So you're going to click on the drop down. Now you're going to see the same maintenance plans that we saw in the maintenance plan setup, and you would just choose which one is correct for this one. So you could click day cab, and then you're just going to click save there. And that was truck 0091 or 523886. So now to use that, you click on maintenance, and if I type in that truck number at the top, it'll filter just to that. And what it's going to do now is that this is showing, nothing's been put in yet for this one. So, but as you put things in, as you put invoices in, items will clear off this sheet. So let's say we do an invoice. I'm just going to do one for, let's say, the brakes. So we would go to events, click the plus sign, and then from here you're just going to attach your invoice. So I'm going to click attach files and find the invoice on my computer. Or if you click attach files and you're on your phone or something with a camera, there will be a camera option, and you can just take a picture of the invoice, click save, and then come back to this to the event screen later and double click on that and fill out the rest of this information. Or you can fill out all the information on your phone, but a workaround would just save it, take a picture of it, save it, come back to it inside and set up that invoice. Walk through this piece I'm about to do on your computer. So I bring in the invoice. Just click next. You don't have to fill out anything else. Then you're going to choose the date. The date that the actual service happened, but for this purposes, I'm just going to choose a current date. You only have to fill in the date and then choose the truck. You don't need to fill in anything else. So I'm going to choose that truck and then click next. And then I'm going from here. The only thing I need to fill in here is I just need to itemize what was on this invoice. So I'm going to call this one the steer tires. So here we have a maintenance item list. So if you set it up as a maintenance item, you can just choose it from here. If it's something that's not a maintenance event item, something that you're not tracking, you would just type in whatever you want to appear on your MMR. You could put replace tire or whatever, and then check include an MMR. Then it'll go to your MMR and to the invoice history on the truck. But if it's something that you've already made a maintenance item, you can just find it in here. Let's make it a steer tire, and then choose whether or not you want it to be in an MMR. If you defaulted for it to always be on there, it'll just always be on there. And then you can put the amount in if you want to, the invoice. You click save. If you had another thing on this, if it was steer tires and something else, just click the plus sign again here, choose the other thing, and whether or not you want it on the MMR, click save. And then you could put individual amounts and then a total amount of the invoice, or you could just not put individual amounts and put a total amount on the invoice. So you can put multiple items here. If you had an invoice with several items on it, just click that plus sign. And then again, always leave your screen, well, we're going to click next, and then always leave your screen clicking save. So now that invoice is going to be in here, right here, under, when I look on events, if I look at this truck, that steer tire is here. So what I said before, if you take a picture of it and you just wanted to come back to it and fill or change something on something you filled out, you just double click on the line. It's going to bring you back inside. You can make any of the changes you want. Just click the back button, make your changes, and click save. So you can always get into the invoice again by double clicking on the line. And you're going to find that under events. So if I went back to maintenance and to that truck, now it shows that on the last service date was January 1st, 2025, and that steer tire was there. We don't have, on our test data, we don't have the odometers hooked up, so it's not showing that clearing. I have, because that was set up for every so many miles. If I did a brakes invoice, it would clear it out due to the days. So we would click on events, click on the plus new sign, get the invoice that we want, and I'm gonna put in an invoice, but I'm gonna make it about brakes. So I'm gonna click next from here, choose the date that's on the invoice, choose the truck that's on the invoice, and then here's where only thing I have to do is do itemize. So I'm gonna itemize it, and I'm gonna say it was for brakes. I do want that on the MMR, and save it. And then I'm going to say it's all, they also did the annual registration, save that, and then put the total invoice, click save. That is, now that invoice is in there also, as you can see under events. And if I go to maintenance for that truck, you can now see where the brakes, the last service date was 1/2, the next service date would be April 2nd, the remaining days are 74, and there's the invoice. The registration was done on January 2nd, the next one would be in a year, there's 349 more days, and that's the invoice. And you can always, from here, if you're like, what was that invoice, did that we do that, you can double click on it there too to come back in here. So anytime you see the invoice, you can double click on it. The other good thing about this, putting the invoices in, if you clicked on that truck and you went to that truck, across the top, all the way up maintenance history, now you can see all the work that's been done on that truck. And if you keep the amounts, then you can see the total that has been done on the truck. And again, from here, if you wanted to look at an invoice, you don't have to go find it in events and all that. Just double click on it from here. Anywhere you see that invoice, you can double click on it and get right to it. So you put the invoices in, you tag them to your maintenance items for either use of the MMR or for your maintenance plan, and it'll update your maintenance plan for that truck. That way when you click on the maintenance button, this would be a reading, once you have all your invoices in, of what's next to do. This truck has the most invoices in it. It's clearing things up and showing you what's happening. This truck, nothing's been entered, so it's a lot of pink. But that's how you're going to keep track of your truck's maintenance plans. Create your maintenance items, assign them to plans, assign your truck to the maintenance plans, and then enter your invoices. If you do any work in-house, you would also put that in. Go to events, just like you were going to put in an invoice, and then you would check in-house. And if you have different mechanics, you could assign the mechanics, and then you just attach any paperwork that you might have. If you don't have any, you just click next, assign your truck, click next, and itemize the items. The same as entering an invoice, but it would be an in-house item if you did something yourself and didn't go to a shop and get an invoice. and it would still track to your maintenance plans. And that's how you set up your maintenance plans and use them in Evo Pro. Thank you.